From all corners of the globe to your ears, it's the Midnight Movie Cowboys. Sometimes informative, sometimes controversial, but always unpredictable. It's the Midnight Movie Cowboys podcast with your hosts, Hunter, John, and Stu. And now, on with the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Midnight Movie Cowboys. I am Hunter, and joining me in the Rocky Mountain High of Colorado is Mr. John Grace. Say hello, John.
Hello.
And joining us in the wild outback of Australia is Mr. Stuart Balk. Say hello, Stu.
I'm actually in
Sun Studio. We toured that place together.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
What a place. And hello. And also, this is a podcast review. Don't look for the movie 5 minutes after we start speaking. We're not, creature feature sort of hosts or whatever. Just no. No.
We should do that. Dress up as like host public domain things and go like, hello, I am the Spooktacular Spookmaster, and today we will be screening A Boy and His Dog.
I'll get a gumball machine and a vacuum cleaner and shake them while I pretend they're talking or something.
Yes.
I'm saying smarmy nerd humor.
Yes. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we'll do that.
But this is a review, people, please.
Yeah.
Just fucking
we're not peddling pirated movies here.
No.
For the audio listeners, we've had problems with our YouTube channel. People accusing us of clickbait as if we were going to give them a free screening of The Great Rock and Roll Swindle.
Stu was telling us people were mad, and I was going, "Oh, what did we say?" I don't even remember what I say on these shows. Did I say something? Did I challenge some narrative? Did John challenge some narrative? Did Stu say F off to the wrong person? No. They were expecting us to hand them the movie for free.
Yeah.
No. Oh, okay. So it's something completely stupid.
So we'll take Carry On Cowboy, which is a Thorny MI or Rank Arena title or whatever, and hey, we'll just put our name on the artwork and claim it as our own now.
Yes,
we'll just do that.
And but it's funny that it's the sought after stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody does it for. Nobody's going to do it for this movie, Hound of the Baskervilles, because you can watch it on Tubi for free. You can.
But for those of you who want to watch the Great Rock and Roll Swindle on YouTube with our channel, it ain't there. It's a review. And if you click on it and you get mad and you want to leave a comment, it's switched off now. I'm not doing it. No.
Sorry, kids. We're not giving you anything. We give you the show for free. And it's original content. You should try making it sometime.
Yeah. So you try it every week.
Yeah, for 12 years.
Yeah.
Saying things that could get us sued by anybody.
Yeah.
Canceled. Only Elon Musk could save us. So
he's about to save Twitter, I think. I think Twitter might be actually an interesting place in about a year's time.
Oh, yeah. It's already gone haywire. So, there's everybody.
I don't know. I'm not.
Oh, yeah. The people in position of censorship power there are freaking out. Because Elon's just base tweet after base tweet. And he knows what he's doing too. He's pissing.
This will make Will Smith's bitch slap seem tame.
It's already bigger than that fake shit.
What's funny is I saw someone on Twitter saying this is a kind of old timey kind of boomer con account was going, why would Elon invest in such a poor investment as such as Twitter? Why would you throw money at such a bad investment? I replied and I said, look, money is a philosophical concept to people like Elon Musk. He doesn't look at bank statements. He spends money in on 10% of Twitter and doesn't feel it.
Yeah.
So doing this gets people to talk about him. That is worth the investment. Okay. Even if it's all BS and it's all a show and nothing changes, it gets him attention.
Well, didn't their shares go up as soon as he placed it?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, of course. So the whole thing is, it's like, why would you invest in such a poor please, this guy he's not just some some guy using Robinhood to buy shares of GameStop. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not what's
He's
going
like the
on
richest man
here.
on earth, playing dice with Twitter.
Yeah,
And
it's
if
just-
he sells his shares, it tanks. The stock completely tanks if he
let me
withdraws.
tell you what's going on here. Elon Musk is a guy who craves respect and attention from teenage boys on the internet.
Yes.
Because he didn't get it when he was a kid in South Africa or whatever.
South Africa.
He always wanted to be a respected internet Chad. And by that, what?
He succeeded where Harry Knowles failed.
Yes, he wants to be the internet cool guy, and that's what he's getting to be. And I am amazed. I think it is such a 2022 thing that the richest man in the world plays with his money to get attention from teenage boys on the internet.
It's hilarious.
And attention in like he's so cool.
Yeah, and it's creating like phony fake headlines that mean nothing in anybody's life.
It's all
over the
fake.
internet.
It's all fake.
Yes.
It's amazing.
And it's hilarious. This week there's that, and then a bird crapped on Joe Biden today, and so this is our current year. This is our,
It's what you call symbolic.
Yes.
Yes, this is where we are.
So, do we want to whip out our junk for the week?
Sure.
Okay, it's been a minute for me. So why don't I go first?
Right.
Yeah, I think you better. Yeah.
All right. This isn't everything, but it's a selection.
Final records.
You know,
LPs.
I got a few more of those, but I'm sharing one.
Can't
Okay.
play it in your car, Hunter.
God help us today. Sorry, when Arrow actually start pressing vinyl. I mean, God.
Give it time.
Soundtracks.
Yeah.
So we got Dennis Hopper's The Hotspot
All right.
in Kino.
Yeah. Great way to see Jennifer Connelly. You know that.
One of the
best way to see her.
What about the Rocketeer?
She is no joke, like one of the most beautiful women to grace the celluloid,
Until she had a dildo sticking out of her fucking.
All right.
Oh, yeah, it's there. I mean,
yeah, Darren Aronofsky ruins everything. Okay.
Yeah, Dennis Hopper gives you the Jennifer Connelly you want to see. Nice long shot too.
This is one that I've never seen, but it looked interesting. God's Gun with Lee Van Cleef and Jack Palance.
It's shot in Israel. So it's It's got Leif Garrett.
Yeah.
I think child actor is in it. Yeah, Sybil Danning's in it, an early role. It's weird. It's not great or anything. It's a Parolini movie, but it's not as fun as the 60s stuff. But yeah, it was shot in Israel, I believe.
Oh, yeah, I think is it a Golden Globus production?
Yeah, it was a Golden Globus Western. So
wow, no shit.
Yeah.
So speaking of, no, this isn't a Golden Globus, of course. This director just worked with them a lot. Sword and the Sorcerer.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Yeah.
4K?
4K.
Oh, it is. Okay.
And there's a Blu-ray copy in there as well from Scream Factory.
Cool film. I liked it.
Yep.
It's fun.
Albert Pune. I feel for that guy. He's going through some rough times last week.
It's still posting on Facebook like a champ.
Still posting like a champ. Still doing Blu-ray, DVD featurettes,
Right.
I just got Kino's Touch of Evil re-release. Orson Welles.
Right.
Probably second most famous movie after Citizen Kane. All right. So I was excited about this. I know these movies are on every streaming service, but it was cool to get a nice Blu-ray of them. The Edgar G. Ulmer collection. You've got Man from Planet X, Beyond the Barrier, and The Amazing Transparent Man. Beyond the Time Barrier and Amazing Transparent Man were actually shot in DFW at where they have the State Fair of Texas every year.
I still have my DVD of The Amazing Transparent Man. Is the most god-awful looking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. A lot of the prints out there look like crap. So
it was a backyard company job, but it was only $3, I think.
Yeah. They're the kind of movie we would release on this YouTube channel in order to appease angry commenters.
Right. And I would shake a gumball and it's like, hey, isn't that Dallas? Where's JR?
Yeah. We should
I think I
We should
saw a
take-
smoking gun on the grassy knoll.
We should
Oh,
take the Amazing Transparent Man, put it on YouTube, and put the Great Rock and Roll Swindle as a title.
We should start doing that just on our channel just to generate like clicks. Just
Well, we do it anyway, apparently. So why the hell not?
no, have it be Rick Astley. Just make
let's change our name to the Great Podcast Swindle.
yeah, there we go.
That was
If
like
we ever have to change our name.
the funniest thing was I saw for ages was someone had done a playlist on YouTube of the best of Boston, but all he had was more than the feeling, like 4.5 hours worth of that song. On the playlist, more than the feeling, more than the feeling, more than the feeling.
So one that I thought looked cool was the Cinerama movie, The Wonderful World of the Brothers Grimm.
Mhm.
Musical, looks fun.
Is that from 53 or something?
I think so. Let me see. 62, actually.
Oh,
So
close.
I think that's where Buddy Hackett fights a dragon.
Yes, it is. And it's got
Yeah,
Russ
okay.
Tamblyn and Yvette Nemu and
Ah,
yeah, Lawrence Harvey's in it. Oh boy. And okay, found this one today. Very excited about this find, John. You're gonna you can probably guess what this is. Found a sealed copy. Season 3 of Moonlighting.
Yabba dabba doo.
Yabba dabba doo. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, Speedy Gonzalez saw me and said, "Hey, slow down."
Does it have the episode where they go up to a door and there's a giant knocker? And he goes, "Oh, he's like big knockers."
Yes, we just watched that one. I love big knockers. Yeah. It's also got the episode.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's got the episode.
Yes.
This season has the one where what's his bucket? Stanley Donen from Singing in the Rain choreographed a big dance number in one
Okay,
episode.
I remember that. Is Sendell Bergman? I think she dances in that scene. I believe.
Probably.
They did so many crazy things on that show. It's funny because I forgot to say this on the last episode with Stu when we were talking about Moonlighting, that Garrow actually nailed down its appeal really well. He told me years ago when he got the DVD set back at the Double O's and was watching them, he goes, Bruce Willis was the last real man on TV, or the last guy's guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's a horn dog and he's trying to get laid, and but he acts like a normal man, like a normal straight man.
Yeah.
He's
What
like, he's
about
the last
Walker?
one on TV. He really is.
What about Walker, Texas Ranger?
Yeah, Chuck like talked to wolves and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
he didn't
He's a
he
little
didn't
more
like flirt with
mystical.
girls and
Ah,
everything.
doesn't matter. Chuck
Yeah,
really
but-
won.
Willis is like listening to baby boomer music, singing with the Temptations, and then he's like flirting with every chick in the episode. He's just trying to get a date, or he comes in drunk or hungover.
Yeah.
It's like he's kind of like you always knew a guy like that in school or college or whatever.
Oh yeah.
At your office job, that guy who just couldn't stop partying,
Yep.
had to hit it, was girl crazy, just like we all know that guy.
And my last thing, my one vinyl I'm going to share is, I had no idea this band put out an album last year, but that's kind of been the culture during the pandemic. The Quest by Yes.
Can't play it in your car, Hunter. Not
Yeah.
that you play prog rock in your car.
I saw this at the
Speed
store and I went, oh heck yeah, I want to get that.
Hunter, I told you last year we were talking about this new Yes album.
Really?
I told you about it. Yeah, it was about September or October last year.
What'd you say about it?
I said, you're going to get the new Yes album. You said, I'm not really interested in it.
I must have shrugged it off because I thought Heaven and Earth was kind of meh,
Mm,
but I really enjoyed this one. I think it's really good.
there you go.
What'd you think, Stu?
Don't know. I haven't heard it. I just knew it was out.
It's good. I like it. It doesn't have Chris Squire because he's dead, but actually, their singer John Davison got the gig because Taylor Hawkins actually recommended him to Chris Squire.
Then he died.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it for me.
All right, John.
All right, just two items. They're kind of the same thing. These are, to put it through the blur, how appropriate when I'm wearing a Cramps t-shirt. These just arrived today. These are Guadalajara reprints of the this company was called Skywald,
and they put out these kind of imitations of the Warren magazines, like Creepy and Eerie and Vampirella, except this one was called Psycho, so it's like horror comic anthologies. But Guandanaland put out these reprints. It's black and white comics, so you're not really losing much color. Guandanaland does these reprints, and of course they're obviously Xerox from original issues, but the quality is pretty decent on it. This week at Amazon, I've had them in my basket for like 3 years, 4 years, and the price went from like $20 to $6.99. So I just ordered them right away, and it's like,
that's when you buy.
I'm gonna be reading some horror comics this week, so some old, obscure, early '70s stuff. But they have like artists that we know really well today, like John Burney and some of the other '70s future Marvel and DC artists are in here, and should be pretty fun. I mean, it got good reviews. And, I'm nostalgic for the '70s horror comics, more so than anything you'll read today, which is written by weird British guys who don't know what sex they are and stuff.
They all wear fedoras and
they all wear fedoras. They're all trying to be Alan Moore. They grow the bum's beard, or they shave their heads.
Every comic is about how religion is bad.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, their religious upbringing, it's horrible.
Yeah. Oh, the Anglican Church, they're so mean.
Or Thatcher, the ghost of Thatcher is going back
Yes.
to terrorize young fedora wearing atheists or something.
Yeah.
Or lesbians with rainbow hair. Or the Wachowski transistors, whatever they are.
Right. All right, Stu, what about you?
Alrighty. Just two things this week, just very light. Hopefully with any luck, even though the Easter break's going to kill the deliveries that are coming in. So first off, found this Monday, meant to be released not until today. Last one in store at my local JB. Now it's gone and going for nearly 3 times as much as they're worth. Spider-Man No Way Home, JB Hi-Fi exclusive steelbook. That one there.
Is that the newest one?
That's the new one, yeah.
Okay.
That's the exclusive JB Hi-Fi steelbook cover. Things are heavily sought after. The Joker one, which I've got as well. As soon as that was even due to be released, it was already sold out and on eBay for stupid amounts of money, like this one is already, and climbing. But unfortunately, this one's not mine. This is for the kids. But there's that. Last one is found this, like John. I had this in my basket for ages, and it suddenly dropped to a really good price. And it's TNT, Knights of the New Thunder.
Oh,
Norwegian hard rock hair metal band. Good album. The second one, the first one's all in Norwegian. It's all right, but I don't understand a word of it. It's fun, but this one is nearly as good as their third one, Tell No Tales, which I previously had. Probably my 2 favorite TNT albums. The rest after that, man, they're okay. I won't bother with them. That's it.
I hear TNT is dynamite and it wins the fight.
It does.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the movie we're doing this week, the movie we're not screening, but discussing, is Hound of the Baskervilles, 1959, directed by Terence Fisher, starring Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. Peter Cushing in the role of Sherlock Holmes, not Christopher Lee in the role of Sherlock Holmes. That was much later. So this is the Hammer production. And I had never seen this one. I've seen, a lot of Holmes films. There's probably more Holmes films made than one could watch in their lifetime.
Right.
But, that's the great thing, though, is that you'll never run out of Sherlock Holmes content. But this one was one that, being a fan of Sherlock Holmes movies, I've slept on it. It's just one I was always like, oh yeah, I'll get around to it, whatever. Stu, did you pick this one or was it John?
It was you, John, wasn't it?
No, Stu picked it.
Oh, I picked it. Okay. Well, John and I were talking back and forth about a week or two back and said, oh, what will we do? And we said, we're going to Hound of the Baskervilles. For some reason I said it. And I think you said you had it, John, didn't you? Or you get access to it.
Yeah, I had it, and then it turned out to be on Prime, probably in a better transfer than the old MGM DVD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I've got that MGM DVD, but I saw it was on Tubi, and I was like, I'm just gonna watch it on Tubi. I'll bet.
Yeah, the Tubi print's better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I've actually got the Blu-ray of it, so because it released here years ago on Blu-ray, and it's just sat in the shelf. I thought it'd be an interesting talk. We haven't done a Hammer film for a little while now, and we all like Sherlock Holmes here, so let's have a chat about it. But first off, shouldn't we say a bit of an RIP to Gilbert Gottfried? Which, boy, that was a shock waking up to hear that news. Him passing away.
Yeah. Oh, that was horrible. And I don't know about you, Stu, but John and I kind of were sort of internet friendly with his podcast's producer, Mike McPadden.
he was like the social media manager.
Yeah, he worked for Gilbert's podcast, and he dropped dead like last year.
Yeah, it was last year. He was young. He was like 53. He wasn't
He
old.
wasn't very old.
Wow.
But he did a couple of books, like one called Heavy Metal Movies, and he did another one that was all about like teen sex comedies, like a big omnibus guide to it. You would probably like that, Stu.
Definitely, yeah.
But yeah, look up Mike McPadden's books, Stu. They're up your alley.
Yeah. What's the one about the teen sex comedy called?
Teen Movie Hell.
Yeah, teen movie hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I need to look into that. I've got one book like that, that sort of ilk, but I don't know if that's it. I don't think
it's Teen
it's
Movie Hell. That's it.
All right, I'll fiddle around on Amazon during a bit of a downtime and give it a bit of a look-see.
Yeah, it's definitely up your street.
Of course.
But and I was sad to hear that though, because Gilbert was so funny, and what was it? I saw Anthony Cumia going, "Yeah, Howard Stern's going to give him this moving eulogy."
Gilbert was the best. Funniest man who was on it. I think for the last 15 years, Robin.
I think Chris Murphy posted that in the group, didn't he?
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
And then he posted Gilbert Gottfried roasting George Takei at a Friars Club.
Oh, so good.
Jokes. It's like, gee, if Gilbert could get away with saying those words all the time on a YouTube clip, maybe I can.
it was funny.
Oh yeah. Lost a giant there.
Yeah.
Comedy.
Always hilarious.
Ford Fairlane. Holy shit, he cracks me up in that film.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And but and every time he was on Anthony Cumia, I would just die. He was so funny. I just remember crying, laughing so hard.
He would just do impressions of actors on F Troop.
Yeah, I know.
Even if you hadn't seen F Troop, you were still laughing.
Yeah.
You could tell he had like been doing those impressions since he was a kid, so they were like perfect.
He goes on Anthony, and he would talk about like, oh, I'd watch Groucho Marx, and then I'd see him on Carson, and you see him on TV in Duck Soup, and he looks great, and then you see him on Carson, and he's like, well, back in my day.
Rico needed the money.
You go, yeah, you'd see Marilyn Monroe in these movies, and she's so hot. And then you see her on Carson, and she's like, well, back in... Not that Marilyn got old, but he was just like talking about, he was using like hot, like Hollywood blondes, and then they're on Carson. They sound like
Kevin Blondell was on Carson. He did a great Jerry Seinfeld. He did like the ultimate Jerry Seinfeld impression. That was like he would open his eyes up and he looked just like Seinfeld or an older version of him. Why do they do these things?
Is this anything?
Yes. Who are the people who do this? Brilliant stuff.
Gosh. Right. So good. He should have played Sherlock Holmes.
Oh boy.
I think it would have been perfect. Elementary, Watson.
Yeah. Dice Clay is Baskerville. It's
Yeah.
Henry Baskerville.
Somebody stole my boot. Where is it?
Hey, there's a spider. Get him off.
I don't like them. They got 8 legs.
Can you deduce why they tried to kill you, Baskerville? He needed the money.
Oh, the movie that should have made. There's a dog out there. He wants to kill me.
He's gonna rip my throat out.
Joey, get off the roof.
Now that would be a Hound of the Baskervilles to watch. It would have been great.
Oh, all the cinema potential we missed out on.
Oh yeah, so much.
Who could we have gotten as Watson, as the Muse?
Oh gosh.
Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald. I was just gonna say.
Hey, Sherlock.
Hey, Sherlock, I don't know about that. You know, why did you let him go out on the moor alone? Oh, well, you know, just seemed like a good idea. I don't know.
Hey, you're playing the violin. That's kind of gay.
Yeah, there's a missed opportunity, I tell you.
Would have been better than the Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly.
Oh, yeah.
Sherlock Holmes, everybody conveniently forgot about.
And also the like Dudley Moore.
Oh, God, that thing.
Paul Morrissey one.
Oof. Yeah, Peter Cook as Holmes. Which that should have worked, that it just didn't.
Yeah.
How about the Gene Wilder one, Young Sherlock Holmes?
Oh, he did Sherlock
Nope.
Holmes' Smarter
Smarter
Brother.
Older Brothers.
Yeah, something like that. It's pretty bad.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
It's really hard to watch.
Anyway.
But yeah, so this was my first time watching it. Had you guys seen this one before?
Yeah. Years ago.
Yeah, same. Probably back in about 89, maybe 1990 on television. Love the Hammer Dracula stuff. It's still my favorite. And thought, oh, Hammer film. I'll sit down and watch it. Really enjoyed it. It goes by really quick. It's a slow film, but it goes by quick still.
Yeah, it's a slow 87 minutes, but it doesn't feel tedious. It's kind of the way a lot of Hammer films are. It doesn't waste your time, but it also doesn't feel like it's moving too quickly. It has a lot of atmosphere that you kind of get to marinate in during that short run time. It's a really, they're very masterfully paced films, I think, because I think that's deliberate. I don't think the movies are trying to be quick.
No.
I love that when you first meet Sherlock, he's sitting back in the chair like this. Aha! And he just like does a chess move.
Well, the funny thing is, it's like it was made for children. Like Hammer movies were actually made for kids. Like we look at these things now, and we're like, oh, the blood and the cleavage, it must have been shocking. It was made for boys.
The cleavage was for the dads.
Yeah, it was for the dads who had to take Junior to the theater. But I'm sure many a 12 and 13-year-old young boys would always tell you how much Veronica Carlson meant to them, or
yes,
the different Hazel Court or whatever actress was in the film.
Yeah, this one was pretty light on that stuff, though. There wasn't really a lot of girls with their boobs spilling out of their corsets.
Yeah, there was just the sleazy rape prologue or whatever. With
there's a lot of implied evil.
Yeah.
Evil lechery afoot.
Yeah, some real Larry Flint type stuff. For the Edwardian age.
The guy, one of the guys at the party, at like the weird lecherous party, looked like David Bowie. I thought he had that same mouth. He's got that David Bowie mouth.
It was his dad.
But yeah, is this the most adapted Sherlock Holmes story?
Yeah,
easy,
without a doubt.
I've got a German silent one on Blu-ray too. That's runs like an hour.
Of course you do, Mr. Sherlock shelf.
Sherlock, yeah. It's the Flickr Alley shelf. It's next to my
video detective corner.
Yeah, it's got Video Detective, and it's got the William S. Hart westerns, and
next to your Code Red shelf, and 88 film shelf.
Yeah,
The Harold Lloyd corner of overeager silent comedy.
He's probably got him. Don't joke. He's probably got
Yeah,
the Harold
I know.
Lloyd.
Yeah, I've got
I know
a
he
few
does.
Harold Lloyds. Yep. And
You just read that on Hunter's face. He's got some Harold Lloyd.
yeah, and I've got some Georges Méliès Blu-rays.
Oh, I'd get those.
They
Those
have
things are
the
amazing.
Flickr Alley Méliès in color Blu-ray is exquisite. And one thing that's nice about it is it comes with voiceover narration you would have heard in the theater when you watched the movies.
Oh wow. I'll look that up. That's gonna go
I
on my
use
Amazon
that
card.
when I show those in my film class, and I use that version to simulate what, like, you wouldn't have just been sitting in silence. The theater would have been making more of a show out of it.
Yeah, that stuff's incredible.
Yeah, but seriously though, like the label that put them out is Flickr Alley.
Mhm.
Great place to go for like old stuff, and they do have some great Blu-rays. That's where I got the Hound of the Baskervilles silent Blu-ray, and that was one that was considered
good
lost.
little companies out there. There's some good ones.
Yeah,
You know, not as well known as the pages.
and actually, Flickr Alley put out the Louis Fouillade Judex series. Yeah, and
I don't know if I have those on Blu-ray or not.
I think they just put them out on DVD. I don't think they're
Okay.
out on Blu-ray, but the DVD looks very good. It's worth getting.
I'll look into that. I love my French Shadow Man stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, that's I was going to say, is that the Shadow Man?
Similar, I think, in the same vein. There's a lot of
Yeah.
characters like that.
What's his name? The Judex was remade by the guy who did Nuit Rouge. We covered it on the show. Oh gosh, what's that director's name?
I've seen it too. I've seen Judex.
Oh, but-
I've seen the '63 one, which is pretty good. I watched it on,
Georges
like,
Franju. It's the guy who did Eyes Without a
Franju.
Face. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. He remade Judex, and it's a great. He also did, and Fouillade did, like, what was it? Nuit Rouge was kind of a remake of Fantomas,
Yeah, totally in that vein.
all those Fouillade serials, very, very fun stuff. But
See, the thing is, as well, with you in a few weeks, all this movie buying, it ends.
it's gonna end.
It has to, the madness will be stopping, because it's like, $95 for a white zombie box set vinyl gone.
Nope, not happening. In fact, it becomes something to be moved.
Your wish list will go from this much to this much.
Yeah.
Because
it's going to be one of those things where, I'm going to have to put it on the Amazon wish list and hope someone buys it for me for the holidays.
just won't give up, will you? You just gotta have that box set.
No, not the stuff like that. I'm not asking for. Just,
Yeah.
give me that latest 88 Films Kung Fu movie. I'll be happy.
Yeah.
It'll just sit on your shelf and you won't even know it's there. You'll go, oh, that's right, I've got that. I forgot I had
Here's
that.
the thing. That's already so I've got tons of entertainment for, to keep tidy.
I think you've got enough to keep you going for 40 years.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
I have, and I don't have nowhere near as much as you do.
Yeah.
So I got, it all ends. So whip out your junk section will be when he comes back. Got anything so he can't? Oh, no.
What I'll be doing is going, well, here's something I bought back during the Obama administration.
Actually, this is what you'll be doing. You'll be pulling off stuff off your shelf you've had for years, knowing that we don't know you've got it, and going, yeah, just pick this up. So life's not so bad, I'm doing all right.
Like, I just picked up this copy of Come Drink With Me from Arrow Films.
God, I just realized I bought my MGM copy of Hound of the Baskervilles when Bush was president.
Boy.
I bought it at a Borders, which they're not even around anymore.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, shit. Yeah, we lost them years ago as well.
One of my friends at work was handing me a book to flip through. He was like, "Oh, have you read this book?" And I went, "Oh," and I was flipping through it. It had a Borders receipt in it. I went, "Borders?"
Oh wow.
This dates this, and he's like, "Yeah, I know."
I actually odd because I was going through some movies. I felt like watching Ed Wood, the Johnny Depp movie, which I got on DVD in there. and I opened it up, and shit, there's the ticket stub from 1994 when I went. And for some reason, I just stuck it in there. I don't know why.
Yeah. You just had it and you went.
I had the receipt. I had the thing. I thought, oh, I'll just stick it in here. And so yeah.
You were trying to show your support for Johnny in his case against Amber Heard. Is that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Who Zelly calls the most important woman in the world.
That woman is just, yeah, don't even speak about her. Holy shit.
Dumpster fire.
Yeah, I don't even care. All the showbiz is over. All these superstars are done. They're all finished. They're all announcing retirements. You notice that?
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg. Seems like somebody else said they were retiring or looking into it. It's over. That industry's done.
Bruce Willis
for natural reasons.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna see me around anymore. You know.
You won't have me to kick around in your action movies, your geese exploitation.
You ain't gonna see me in the red box anymore. I won't be in that corner. Val Kilmer's taking my place.
Hey, you know who's gonna take my place? Ben Stiller.
He probably will. Yeah, you laugh, but Ben Stiller.
There you go.
He'll be down that road.
Astor Theatre, 9th of June, 1995.
Wow.
And the second time I saw it was at the George, which I don't even know if that theatre's around. July 1st, 1995. Inside that. So, yeah.
Wow.
There you go. Ed Wood.
Back when they used to actually give out tickets. Now it's all scan your barcode on your phone.
Not for me. I still get tickets. I got a dumb phone. I won't get a smartphone.
Some places actually will not literally give out tickets. I tried to buy physical ticket to see Nashville Pussy in August, I think you're out of September, and nope, it's all digital. So I thought, if I have to, I have to. But
when I go to the theater, I try to go to places that have a military discount, so I can show them that. I can get my 20% off.
Exploiting the national,
Hey, you got to take the perks where you can get them.
All right, Dan Quayle.
20% off Arrow purchases. It's just like, let's sign up.
I'm in the guard.
But yeah, Hound of the Baskervilles out on the moors. What is it about the moors?
What is it that John Landis saw in the moors when he
What
made
did John Landis see in the moors? What did Emily Bronte, who wrote Wuthering Heights, not the Moors, Jane Eyre, you know?
It's the dark unknown. Like, you're always going to have a fog and hills and you can't see everything.
Spooky area where you can't really see stuff.
It freaks out people in England. And, for us rednecks, we just look at it. It's like, oh, okay, I'll go chase a rabbit.
The assumption is from, especially more Americans and more than Australians, is that London is just covered in fog all the time.
Yeah.
Every day, just covered in fog.
And if you turn, you'll see a man with a coat and a top hat, and it's Jack the Ripper coming from.
Right, and he's got a cane.
And
he walks slowly after a prostitute. She walks fast. He's still walking slow.
John, please. Ladies of the night.
Okay.
The ladies of the oldest profession.
Yeah.
Or as Steve Jones called them, who's
send whores to your house.
Yeah. Glenn Danzig.
Yeah.
Who's to your house?
I'll send Henry Rollins to your house. Man, Eric Sulev met Henry the other day. Henry's looking old, man. He looks I'm used to Henry looking all muscular, and
he's looking very withered.
Yeah, he looks very slight. Like
he quit lifting weights about 15 years ago, because last time I saw Rollins band, he was scrawny.
Really?
And I saw him a few years before with that Black Flag reunion to free. Yeah, they're raising money to free those 3 child killers in Arkansas. Oh, yeah. And he was big, like he had been. Yeah, he was still powerlifting.
I read his book about it, and he was talking about lifting weights on the bus and stuff like that.
Yeah, and he was. And then when I saw him live opening for X, he was scrawny, and he was sitting there ranting about legalizing gay marriage and stuff. So it's like, okay, I guess this is the night he comes out. Oh, no, guess not. But they're just playing the eternal bass riff, and he's just ranting about, you can't tell 2 men they don't love each other. And I'm like, gee, Where do you think these rumors come from, Hank?
He needs to change the name of the band from Black Flag to Rainbow Flag, I guess.
But I would, I was a little shocked to see, like, there's Henry and he looks very slight next to Eric,
Well, Eric is a tall guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've known Eric for years, and he's a tall dude. So
I think our friend Laser Craze boss said it best, John. He's got the AIDS.
I think he's got AIDS. I don't know.
Getting skinny, John.
Very suspicious.
I like the old Hank.
I already listened to Black Sabbath, though. That's good.
Yeah.
Too much.
That's like when I saw Rollins back in about 95, 96. Man, he was big. He was a big guy.
Yeah.
Fucking ripped everywhere, but sure. I mean, atrophy comes along as you get older.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I was a little shocked at how old he looked. Like he looked like old guy,
Well, he said he quit lifting weights to save his joints. So I think he was probably overdoing it on the lifting. It was probably tearing his joints up. He probably had injuries he never discussed, and he resorted to just push-ups and maybe running or something. I don't know.
Probably
And
himself on TV.
he just shrank. So
Withered. So this movie also features Christopher Lee. And I've got a set where he plays Sherlock Holmes, but it's like you were saying they were kind of cheap South African productions. John?
Yeah, they were produced by Harry Allen Towers, who produced those Jess Franco Fu Manchu films starring Christopher Lee.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so he made some TV movies. I believe they were filmed in South Africa, where production was really cheap in the 90s. And I think Patrick McNee plays Watson, and Morgan Fairchild is in one of them, and I forget who's in the others, but they're tolerable. It's like they're not bad if you're a completist. There's certainly worse versions of the character out there. And there is an interesting thing to seeing Christopher Lee playing Holmes, which he also played Sherlock Holmes in what was, I think, written as a sequel to Hound of the Baskervilles with Cushing, but it was filmed in Germany and it's considered a crimi, and Christopher Lee is playing Holmes, and it's directed by Terrence Fisher.
Huh.
But it's dubbed with American accents, and Christopher Lee is dubbed in the film, which is unfortunate. But I sat through it trying to get past that issue with it, and it was all right. It was actually had some interesting mystery stuff that was fun, but they should have gotten Christopher Lee to dub his own damn voice in the thing. It just didn't make any sense. But it was odd. It was the same director as this. I think it was intended originally. Some of our viewers may know this. They may know the Hammer films better, but I think it was actually intended as a follow-up to this, and then ended up being made in, West Berlin.
Interesting.
No.
I forget the title, but you can look it up. You can figure out what it is. It's a Terrence Fisher working outside of Hammer Films.
Did it have a Leonard Cohen soundtrack to it?
Oh, that would have been cool.
Should have done.
But the film is like this one. I liked a lot more when I watched it years ago. Watching it now, having seen so many versions of the story, it's coming off. It hasn't aged as well for me as like some of the other versions, like the Rathbone, the Ian Richardson TV movie. Like, to me, those are better versions of it. And I need to go back and rewatch Cushing's TV version, because he took over the BBC Sherlock Holmes series in the 60s, and only something like 5 or 6 episodes survive because the BBC wiped everything back then. And I think they did preserve the Hound of the Baskervilles, and I think that may have even been better than this Hammer movie version. Because I said the funny thing is, and I have said this on the show before, the Hammer films I liked when I was young, I don't like as much today. The ones I didn't like when I was young, I really dig today. It's really strange about Hammer Studios.
Can you give
What
some
about
examples?
Dracula?
Horror of Dracula, I didn't see until I was an adult, but I did see all the sequels, like Taste of Blood of Dracula and Satanic Rites and
Dracula, Prince of Darkness.
What's the one I always saw was Dracula Has Risen from the Grave.
Scars of
And now
Dracula.
Yeah. And now I watch those and I don't like them as much, but Horror of Dracula seems like the best,
I like Prince of Darkness too.
Yeah.
That
Depends
one
on
I
its
didn't like
popular.
when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I never liked it when I was a kid. I watched it recently and I loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, it's strange. It's a strange thing with those films.
What about the Satanic rights of Dracula?
You know, I saw that one and I thought it felt kind of cheap. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
It's fun. It's if you're gonna do modern Dracula, I think it's fine. It's like the Marvel comic Tomb of Dracula brought to life.
Yeah, I should go back and watch it because I saw it when I was a lot younger. And
yeah, it's very comic booky, but I enjoyed it. I always liked that one. I didn't see that one until I was an adult. So, but the ones I watched when I was a kid, I don't dig as much today.
what
I've got
about
all
the
those
Frankenstein
Draculas.
movies?
Those I only saw like Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed when I was a kid, which I didn't care much for. But then I watched it not long ago and thought it was great.
That one
So,
rules. I love that movie.
yeah, it's great now. But when you're a kid, you want a monster and you don't really get it.
That's the thing is those ones are more about Frankenstein than the monster.
Mm-hmm.
And,
I never liked the Christopher Lee Mummy, their version of the Mummy. I never liked it when I was a kid because it's just kind of weird. But then I watched it about 15 years ago and loved it.
yeah.
So it's the strangest thing with those films. And my favorite Hammer movie is one I never cared for when I was young was Kronos.
Oh yeah.
Captain Kronos. That's my favorite Hammer movie, and now I love it. I think it's just brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
I've got that one. I should watch it.
Yeah, I've got it too. I've got
The box set.
I've
Yeah.
got the Blu-ray.
My favorite Hammer, I think, out of all of them is Rasputin the Mad Monk. I really like that a lot.
I like that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a fun one. I had that one on a double DVD with Devil Rides Out.
That's a good one
Yeah,
too. And
Yeah.
That's in the
didn't
box
see
set.
that when I was young, but a lot of the really cool ones that I see now, I didn't see on television in the old days.
You know,
Mm.
the Dracula, I mean, not the Dracula, the Frankenstein movies with Cushing are ones that I can watch over and over again. I just think they're so much fun.
Yeah, Curse of Frankenstein is great. I need to get that Warner Brothers Blu-ray that
Yeah, I got
put
that.
out. And it's
Um,
not expensive at all. So it's like I need to
Even
grab that
even
one.
ones that aren't well regarded, like Monster from Hell, I still have fun with. You know,
There is a fun thing to watching them.
Yeah.
There's a fun, but even when they're not great.
like
but
like
Oh, Frankenstein Created Women. We reviewed that one.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it when I was young, and I watched it for our show and I loved it. So
yeah, that's one Scorsese loves to talk up. You know, and but
Evil.
yeah, a Hammer film I really enjoy is Paranoiac with Oliver Reed. I'm sure I've brought that up.
that was brilliant. I saw that a couple of years ago and just had
Yeah.
a blast. Watched it
There's-
with my wife and she liked it too. So
Yeah,
it was
Scream
good.
Factory just put out a Blu-ray of it. I need to pick that up because that one's just tons of fun.
So you can see Oliver Reed do his crazy happy dance when
Yeah.
he's getting away with something. That's the scene you want to rewind.
What about Curse of the Werewolf with Oliver Reed?
Loved it when I was a kid. Don't care for it today. It's strange.
haven't seen it since college. I think I
Mhm.
need to go back and watch that one.
Did we cover that one? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
I didn't do it. If
I haven't watched it. So I haven't seen.
We
it
didn't do
since-
it.
Do I
Yeah.
have it? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I do have I think I have the Scream Factory Blu-ray, but I haven't watched it.
Mm. But yeah, there's a ton of titles out there that are really worthy, and some that are, like Quatermass. I started watching Quatermass. I got bored. I
You
didn't
know,
really enjoy it.
Quatermass, the first one.
Mm.
You know, I think Brian Donlevy is really fun in it. But I think the movie doesn't. I think the movie ends on a really awesome note. The first movie.
Don't tell me because I still haven't seen it that far in. I've only got about half hour.
The ending is amazing, and it makes you think higher of the film, even though, like, I remember when I watched it going, all right, Brian Donlevy's fun, but it didn't really grab me until the very end, and I went, that is an awesome ending. I understand why
I
Carpenter
thought
looked-
Quatermass 2 was better, but it's
and
not as
Donlevy's
popular.
in that one too, right?
Yeah. I thought he was a good Quatermass. I think he's the best Quatermass. I don't care. I think the what's the one that's in color that everybody loves?
Quatermass in the Pit.
Yeah, Quatermass in the Pit. I don't think that's nearly as strong. In fact, the old TV serial version of that is better. In my opinion.
And I think Nigel Neal was the one who preferred that one, or he wanted more of a portrayal of Quatermass like that. He didn't
Yeah,
like
he was pissed off an American played Quatermass.
Yeah,
he was really angry with it.
and that he was a bully, and that he was,
Yeah.
you know,
Because Neil strikes me as sort of a British nationalist who probably hates everybody or
and
something.
once everything has to be proper and right.
Yeah. Well, the last Quatermass miniseries that he wrote was terrible. It's unwatchable. and it's just it's the writing of an angry man who just got paid too much money to write Season of the Witch, Halloween 3, which they completely butchered that script by the time they filmed it.
Yeah.
Because Carpenter said that his script was too dark and angry. So,
Yeah.
Just the one you're on about? Captain Kronos?
Yeah,
Vampire
yeah.
Hunter?
Yep.
In fact, I
Wow.
have the Australian Blu-ray. Like at the time, that was the only Blu-ray you could find, and it's great. I love it.
Yeah. They've got quite a they release Hammer films a lot here. There you go. There's the Under the Baskervilles Blu-ray.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And they go cheap as well in stores. I mean, when JB has a sale, and they're really only about $8 a pop.
You know what? My favorite Air Bud sequel was Hound of the Basketballs, where Air Bud has to solve a murder mystery.
Are you making that up?
Yes.
Fantastic. You almost had
Actually, I thought it was a real. I wouldn't put past them being
you
a real
almost
thing.
had me, and I'm thinking, I don't know. Is there a twinkle in that mustache? Is he lying?
Is he twirling it?
Yes. Did his finger just do a twirl, which means he's lying?
It could be real.
Is my Holmesian deduction coming?
Air Bud's got the hat on.
Just do the hair with my pipe and everything.
Give it 12 months. If we see that on the shelf, then we know someone's watching.
Did Cushing
Okay.
play Holmes again?
Probably.
Not in a movie, just the BBC series.
Okay, just the BBC series.
No, wait, he did play him in a TV movie that I think aired in Canada or something. It was directed by Roy Ward Baker. It was like Mask of something. I can't remember the title. It's impossible to find. I think a YouTube rip finally showed up, so I have to look for that on YouTube and maybe link it to our group once this episode. If I can still find it. Most people say it's not very good.
We should do a hypothetical review of it and then put it up to YouTube and then see how people react.
Just find the artwork and then just put it up there, and we'll just have an audio of a Danzig album or something in the background.
I'll tell you one version of Hound of the Baskervilles I cannot get past the first episode. Tom Baker as Sherlock Holmes in it was a TV miniseries for the BBC. Because the BBC just does Hound every 10 years with a different actor. There's a new one on Amazon Prime.
You think they'd be good with Tom Baker, but
Yeah, you think it'd be perfect, and it's hard to watch. It's poorly paced and staged, and they do what they do with TV shows now. They'll take one book and stretch it out to like 4 or 5 episodes, and they deaden the pace that way. And this is a story that moves better in a fast pace, I think. And I think that's one reason this Hammer version is actually watchable. Is it's not a very long film, and it's paced probably just right. Even though they cut stuff out of the story, it didn't really matter.
yeah.
Yeah, it pulls together cohesively by the finale. I think if I had issues with it, I was watching it now. I was actually a little disappointed in Cushing's performance. I thought, because he played Holmes better on TV, and here he's playing him kind of with the Fey Oscar Wilde kind of thing. It's still superior to how actors portray Holmes now, where they make him this antisocial, neurotic reptile.
He's Dr. House.
Yeah, they play him as House nowadays.
Because House was inspired by Holmes, but House amped up the kind of jerkiness and
the abrasive
jerk, and
tell it like it is thing.
But House wasn't Holmes. He was his own thing. But they have to chase that side of it.
Yeah, they're obsessed with it.
Like Holmes, like Downey plays him as kind of like weird,
right?
I mean, and he is weird, but he's not that weird,
Right. No, well, they have him as like weird doing Wing Chun or something. So Wing Chun Kung Fu.
Weird, and like he applies his deduction to like doing Wing Chun on enemies.
Yeah. It's like
going to draw his sword and do this, so I need to do
Right. It's just I enjoy those movies, but the way it's like nobody can portray the character as heroic anymore.
Yeah.
Because John Burney has once described, or usually described on his forum before he locked it up where nobody could go in there and laugh at him. But he said that the reason heroes are so unheroic now is studio executives and filmmakers do not want you to feel like the hero on screen is a better person than anybody in the audience.
Well,
They're all emasculated. That's
well,
what
it's
they
kind
are.
of like you know, it's kind of like my big criticism of The Last Temptation of Christ. People who like that movie like it because it makes Jesus, well, I'm kind of as good or better than this guy.
Not very Jesus-y.
Yeah, I mean, when you watch that movie, you go, who would follow this guy? This guy's
he's Marvel Comics Jesus.
Yeah,
Stan Lee presents Jesus.
I was watching it and like he's pathetic.
Jesus with problems, Hunter.
Yeah, he's he's so human. He's so human. Okay, that doesn't make sense. And so
right.
But yeah, it's the same thing writ large, where people think you have to identify with them. Oh, they have my problems, they have my faults, but yeah,
I wonder.
Like,
I wonder. To this day, how much do Catholics really still hate Life of Brian?
Oh, they don't. They all love it.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, you talked
a lot of stink about it when it came out, obviously.
Oh, they love Ken Russell's The Devils now, so I don't know.
No, if you talk to Catholic priests and they're like, "Oh, I love Life of Brian," So, and then you'll go, "Do you think it's sacrilegious?" And they're like, "What are you talking about?"
What about fucking Mel's film? What's it called?
Passion
of the Christ. Yeah.
Oh,
Passion.
everybody, it's masterpiece.
Oh, I know that. No, I'm
you
saying,
talk to Catholics, they love it. I mean, ones that lean to the left, they might not, but most people agree. It's weird because Mel Gibson sort of leans to the hard trad right, but he's still pretty much embraced by all Catholic media. They'll all run interviews with him. They all talk positively about them. They don't tend to go, oh, like he's SSPX or sedevacantist or anything like that, because Mel doesn't really talk about that.
Right.
Even though he might be, even though that might be the way he leans, he is very plays it straight in the public space.
Didn't think there was much left media with Catholics anyway. You usually tend to be right.
No, I'm talking about Catholic media, like EWTN, the National Catholic Register, the media that is made by Catholics for Catholics. Is what I'm talking about.
All right. Not political.
And and that runs the gamut from liberal to conservative, just as like Jewish publications do, or US political publications, but Mel tends to play well to the crowd these days, because he's kept his nose clean, I think.
Rent free.
And his publicist will not let him address any controversy, as we saw on that Waters interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, a Sherlock Holmes I did not know about, Matt Frewer.
Those are said to be pretty bad, but they're Canadian TV movies.
I can't imagine Matt Frewer. You know what? The bottom of the barrel. Okay, you were talking about how Holmes cannot be. We can't. This is the Holmes of today. I tried watching the first one, and I couldn't do it. Enola Holmes.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh. It's Sherlock Holmes's girl boss younger sister.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, it's dreadful.
Now, Henry Cavill plays Sherlock Holmes in that, and to the movie's credit, it doesn't just have her emasculating him the whole time. I didn't finish the film because I couldn't stand her. It's Millie Bobby Brown playing Enola Holmes, and I hated it. And I was like, hey, I like the idea of Cavill playing Holmes, because Cavill would just play him straight, and he does.
Yeah.
But the movie's not his movie. He's just kind of like Big Brother Holmes in there.
And she breaks the fourth wall and talks to the audience.
Oh,
like Ferris Bueller. That. It's so annoying. It's really bad.
And she is a paint by numbers girl boss character, just
Get
insufferable.
ready. Get ready. I'm telling you now, the next Bond is going to be a female. I'm telling you now.
I'm hearing lots of rumors that it's going to be like Tom Hardy or something.
Okay, I can dig that. I can dig that. That'd
But
be
yeah,
good,
just FYI, Enola Holmes 2 is coming, so get ready.
FYI, I don't give a shit. So, yeah, it's not something that cannot be avoided. So, but yeah, this one started strange with the whole Chad Baskerville party.
Yeah.
It seemed really odd, really mean spirited. So I mean, which it was meant to be, but I thought, what is it? What? I mean, it's been years and years and years since I've seen this film. I thought, what direction are we taking with this thing? Then obviously we know that it's about the girl and she's locked up as the prisoner and she escapes and the Hound gets I'll call him Chad because I don't remember his first name.
Hugo, I think. I think it was Hugo. Was it Charles or Hugo?
Charles, yeah, that's right. Something like that. He acted like a Chad, so
right.
Sir Charles Baskerville.
Okay.
So Charles, yeah.
Oh, wait a second. Yeah, no. So Charles Baskerville is the one who died. Hugo is the ancestor.
Yeah, it was Hugo.
Okay, so. And Henry is Christopher Lee's character, the heir who's come in, who's never been there before.
Was this one of his first movies? I'm
Christopher
thinking.
Lee?
Yeah, this is 58. So
he had done Dracula, and I think he'd done Frankenstein, I believe. And then they did this. This was sort of their let's do these public domain, these Hammer public domain redos or Hammer style public domain stories that we don't have to pay for the rights or anything. Because I think Hound of the Baskervilles was already public domain by now, or by then.
Oh yeah, would have been.
And it was the idea was we'll have blood and sex and things that have never been in these films before. Of course, we look at it now and it would get a G rating almost.
Oh yeah, they seem quaint today.
Yeah, but they were a big deal in the 50s. Like the first Dracula movie in color with blood and, a couple of brief cleavage shots that was shocking for the time, or a Frankenstein movie with blood and color.
You listen to like baby boomers like George Lucas and Scorsese, and they're like, oh,
Carpenter.
This was the really exciting stuff to watch.
Yeah.
This was the naughty stuff.
Yeah, they were the dirty films, And
cool.
the funny thing was, like in England, they would sometimes get the equivalent of X ratings or R ratings, but in America they got G ratings, like for like everybody.
Oh god, in England it would have taken next to nothing to get a friggin' X rating. It would have been a kneecap, and that's it, X rating.
It's got to go through the BBFC.
Yeah, and I think that like Hammer for these films really depended on American investment. Like they had to get a deal with like Warner Brothers 7 Arts or 20th Century Fox before they could get the thing filming.
Well, and that's why you've never had like a definitive Hammer box set or anything like that, because the rights are all over the place.
They're all over. I think Studio Canal owns the bulk of them, but if they had American investment like the Warner Brothers titles, it's a lot tougher to get them in.
I remember like you had to go through Universal to get like Evil of Frankenstein.
Yeah,
that's where they lent
Curse of the Werewolf.
Yeah. It just depended on who they, but yeah, that was the one where they had the classic Frankenstein design with the flat top head and the bolts and stuff.
Yeah. And one reason they couldn't always do the bolts and the flat top head was because Universal has a copyright on that version of the monster. So for Hammer to do that, they had to have Universal's agreement to distribute it, so they could use that something similar to that design. And with Holmes's public domain, so, or at least up to the last book. I think the last book is still owned by the Doyle estate. Somehow they've maintained a copyright on it. But so you can't use anything from the case book of Sherlock Holmes. But this one, I thought they took out the gypsy disguise that he did in the story. I think of the novel, and he did in every other movie version except this, where you have him fooling Watson. I guess maybe they didn't want to bother with it or something. It just there's a lot of, because in the novel Holmes disappears for like half the book.
Well, I remember he seems like he's
Mm.
absent from this movie for a while. Like
Yeah.
when Watson goes to the Baskerville estate.
Yeah, they had to deal with that, and that's why they also have the thing with Christopher Lee and the village. You know, what is it? She's like the peasant girl or whatever that he looks like he's infatuated with and everything. And I thought the Hound depicted here was surprisingly weak for a Hammer film. And like the finale is just kind of like, there's no real like physical confrontation. It's just kind of like, okay, she ran out. The cops will, the police, the bobbies will catch up with them. Don't worry about it. Like you don't even have like
odd.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
was odd. What about the girl? Oh, she won't make it far. Oh.
Yeah, so they'll catch her. Don't worry about
And
it.
I remember kind of, I watched the movie and then immediately went to bed.
Mhm.
And I woke up the next morning and I went, what happened to the girl at the end? Like I kind of forgot because it was like it was like a Shaw Brothers ending where it's like
another Hammer movie.
the dog's dead, the girl got away, the end. And I was going, okay, well, that's the end.
Yeah.
I went to bed and I just didn't process that, like, oh yeah, she ran, I remember waking up, I was in the shower going, what happened to her? Oh yeah, but it just took me a minute where I went, I don't quite, the ending just seemed like it all happened so fast.
Yeah.
Had a 36 chamber ending, didn't it? Just finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, this one was
Holmes
better.
punches the dog. The end.
Yeah.
He makes
You
his
figure
dog
out the
carry
rest.
buckets of water.
But it's strange how they wrap things up. It's almost like they just we don't feel like filming like a suspenseful ending here. And like if you go back and look at the Rathbone version, they handled it perfectly for cinemas. Like it's a perfect cinematic version of the story.
It's still the best Sherlock Holmes Basil Rathbone, without
Yeah.
a doubt.
Hard to beat that image.
Yeah. Those movies are like candy. They're just, they're short, they're sweet,
You can watch them anytime.
Yeah.
The only complaint you'll hear from Holmes fanatics, other than when they did the World War II propaganda installments, is the way Nigel Bruce plays Watson is like an idiot going like he's a blubbering walrus, like a walrus going,
I kind of look at it the way I do the Universal Frankenstein movies. It's like, yeah, it takes a lot of liberties, but it's a great version of those.
or the Weissmuller as Tarzan.
Perfect example.
We're getting a new Universal Frankenstein film soon. Do you know that?
No,
Didn't know that?
no, I must have read the headline and forgot about it or something.
No, it's called The Monsters.
Oh, we had to work it in there.
Hey, our boys growing up, PG rating.
Yeah, got a PG rating. We didn't see that coming. I did not see it coming.
No, we did not. So yeah, but anything to add about Hound of the Baskervilles?
Well, Andre Morel plays, I think, a better Watson than what you usually get. He plays a more like the ex-soldier, the veteran of Afghanistan that he was in the stories.
He was a Dr. Quatermass as well.
Yes, that's true. And he was
this
also in Dark. I believe he's in Dark of the Sun. I think the Rod Taylor, Jim Brown action movie. That's pretty tough stuff.
On this Blu-ray here, there's a 20-minute documentary piece about Andre Morel.
Oh wow!
On there, yeah, they speak to his son and another guy who's a historian about the actor. It's I didn't watch all. I watched a couple minutes because I only had a short amount of time before we had to record. But yeah, it's on there.
He played Elrond in Ralph Bakshi's Lord of the Rings.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
That half movie.
No, he was in Julius Caesar with Heston. Huh.
He's one of those actors who's more popular in Europe than he was over here.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he did a lot of American stuff. But
Bridge on the River Kwai and Ben-Hur. Yeah, quite a career. Not very celebrated, but quite a career.
he was like a Trevor Howard, somebody on that level. I also remember the funny thing about Hammer movies is, like the film versions of a lot of those British sitcoms that we like to bring up every now and then, like on the buses. Yeah. Those were Hammer movies. Those were the most successful Hammer movies of all time.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, they were huge.
But over here, nobody knows about them because we don't know about those comedies or over in America. So it's unknown to most Hammer fans that stuff like On the Buses or Man About the House were actually like their biggest hits. I think they even did Love Thy
Neighbor.
Neighbor. And,
Yeah.
yeah. I think the Bless His House movie, maybe. Yeah.
What was the other one with Elf Garnet? Shit, Nesbitt sent it to me. I forgot.
I think they do the Steptoe and Son movies. I think they did.
Oh, they did two. Yeah, they did two of those.
Yeah, those were the most successful Hammer films, not the kiddie horror stuff.
Dude, he was in The Message, the Mustafa Akkad Mohammed movie. Oh,
Yeah.
Wow. The
Yeah.
Andre Morel career.
yeah, quite a career.
Yeah, he's like like I said, he's like a Trevor Howard or Sir Ralph Richardson, like that respected British actor that's in a lot of stuff, but was never established as like a British equivalent of Charlton Heston or Bogart or anything like that.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm thinking of. All the way up,
All the way up.
which is Till Death Do Us Parts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen that show. I guess I should try to check it out sometime.
Yeah. If you're politically correct, you might not want to watch it. It may upset you, but I think you'll be right.
So that Sherlock Holmes movie that Terrence Fisher directed,
Yeah.
1962.
Mhm.
It's called Sherlock Holmes and the Deadly Necklace,
Right.
and it's written by Kurt Siodmak.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So yeah, but it does look like it's German. But yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know about this.
It's considered a crimmy. It has like the weird crimmy stuff, like the hidden rooms and trapdoors and that sort of thing. It's it's entertaining, but you have to what would you say, cut it some slack on the presentation and content. But I thought Lee would have made a great Sherlock Holmes if he dubbed his own damn voice in the thing.
He was dubbed like trash in 99 of the Bronx Warriors.
Yeah, it was a lot like that. It might have been the same dubber.
Who knows? I tell you what feels like a Hammer film, even though it's not, is going back to Munsters. What was it? Munsters in England. What's that one? Munster Go Home. That feels like a Hammer film. Really
I wonder if they
does.
use some of the sets or technicians.
I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't.
Yeah, they used to play on TV so much. It's funny because I saw a complete Munsters at Walmart the other day, and I'm very tempted to buy it because it's only like $30 or something. It's like, may have to splurge.
Seasons? Yeah.
I think for both seasons it was like $25. It wasn't that much. I was surprised, but I was like, I don't know, when would I get around to watching them?
Yeah.
And also going back and watching stuff that I liked when I was young, sometimes it can be tough, like the George Reeves Superman show. It's tough to get through.
Yeah, it is, because every week he's saving Lois Lane. Yeah, every week he's saving. Okay, Superman's there for everybody in America, but he's saving Lois Lane.
Yeah.
So, how many times are you going to say, "Look, you're an idiot"? Your chances are, I've done 22 times this year saving your rail thin ass. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Enough. I got someone else to save.
Just go watch Hollywoodland instead.
Yeah.
That's
That's a better way to enjoy it, I think.
Go watch George Reeves barbecuing his Superman suit.
Yeah, it's like I tried watching the Buck Rogers in the 25th Century a few years back when I checked the DVD set out of the library. I just cannot watch that schlock.
I got that on Blu-ray. I picked it up real cheap. It was $25 for the entire 2 seasons, and they look good, but Jesus Christ.
I mean, the actresses are beautiful, and that's about the only reason to watch it.
Oh Lord, yeah.
And sometimes you get a funny, hammy performance from Jack Palance or Henry Silva. That's it. That's all you get. The special effects are terrible. Gary Coleman
as the Galactic Warlord or some shit.
I thought he was like president of the galaxy or something.
I keep thinking like that, a warlord, a president of the galaxy. I mean, it doesn't matter. Yeah, boy. And Jamie Lee Curtis was in an episode off her face, stoned. So, she was blitzed worse than what she was on the Fog in Prom Night or Blue Steel.
Oh wow,
Blue Steel was the worst I saw her. She was like this. She was just blitzed.
Yeah, I remember the late Dorothy Stratton is in an episode and some stuff, but you'd watch it for the girls and just the old B actors, kind of phoning it in for an NBC paycheck. But yeah, a lot of that stuff I just can't get into.
But I have a real nostalgia for those shows. I don't buy them all. I won't buy the A-Team because the A-Team is a goddamn terrible show. It's
It
just
is. It's pretty bad.
It was fun as a 10-year-old, going into like a 12, 13-year. Now, no way. It's awful.
It's rough.
So, I mean, I won't buy every TV show. I do own a lot of TV shows, but the A-Team is not one of them.
Yeah, Hunter, this will in the coming year, this will be time to watch every Columbo episode. Put it that way.
Just one more question.
Yeah, exactly. So, and any Sherlock Holmes show, all of them.
Yeah,
Even the Russian one that I've actually seen.
I've got we could watch the Soviet Lord of the Rings movie. That was recently unearthed.
Oh yeah, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, and but yeah, I've got a backlog of Holmes movies to watch. So
yeah, same here. So
and those Basil Rathbones you could binge really because they're only very quick.
They're all like an hour long.
Yeah,
I might
watch. I'll tell you one Holmes show that I was really surprised how entertaining it is the one with Ronald Howard, Trevor Howard's son. That's like there's a Mill Creek set. It's public domain, but it was filmed for 50s television, and it was filmed in Paris because it was hard to find that Edwardian-looking locations. I guess in England at the time, it was also cheap to film in Paris. But it's surprisingly fun. It's like 28-minute, 26-minute episodes that are it's enjoyable. It's entertaining. The portrayal of Holmes is good. Watson is portrayed well. It's actually a fun show. I was always told it was terrible, and then I watched it and was like, this isn't bad at all. There's goofy episodes, but it's surprisingly good.
Like the greatest American hero.
He's William Catt and his curly hair.
Nice.
Robert Culp overacting and improving.
I've said the only good thing about that show was a theme song. Theme song was fantastic, but
it was an FM radio hit.
Oh yeah,
in America. Yeah.
People don't realize that that was a huge hit.
So what do we want to rate Hound of the Baskervilles?
Boy, it's tough. Because I really liked it years ago, and I wasn't as impressed with it now. It's really tough. It almost feels like I'm hating on it or something. But I give it like surprisingly a 6. It was such a disappointment. I hate to say it. It's just like, but all of its flaws were just more obvious to me now because I've seen superior versions of the story done many times, and including Cushing on television. That it's just kind of like, boy, this, it doesn't measure up to the Rathbone version or the Ian Richardson TV movie from the early 80s. It's like those are like the definitive movie cinematic versions of that story. So it was really hurt by that. And I was disappointed in Cushing's performance this viewing, right? And I really like him. I love his acting in so many of those films, but here, I don't know, he didn't have that heroic quality you kind of want from Holmes for the presence. And I think he may have done that on purpose. Like they didn't want Holmes to be too heroic or too strong of a presence. I don't know.
And they didn't want him gone too long in the movie either. That's why I think they rushed him back quicker. Because had he gone half the movie, this film would have tanked.
Yeah.
It was not enough of a draw card, Peter Cushing in there. So let's race him back in.
Right.
But
Stuart, what about you?
For myself, I'm going to give it a 6.5. It's it looks great on Blu-ray. It looks really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
And it's fast-paced, but it is also slow, if that makes any sense, which it does not. But I like it. Have I seen better Hammer films? Yeah. Have I seen worse? Yes. I'll tell you a good Hammer film to watch really is one from, I think it's 73 or 72, very early 70s. Is one called Hands of the Ripper with, I think Alan Bates might be in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like years.
Yeah, still with a laser disc of it, actually. But yeah, because I pulled out my laser discs, which were in the same crate as my vinyl the other weekend. Going through, going, oh shit, forgot I had this. Hands of the Ripper was one, and the Tubes, Backward Principle video, released by Thorn EMI. I got that still on Laserdisc because it never got a DVD release. So there's some things I've got to transfer from laser to a digital file.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, yesterday it was proven the collector's curse is real, because last year I bought the Don Siegel film Rough Cut on Laserdisc, which is like one of the few Burt Reynolds movies made by a major studio that never got a disc release.
Go
And
on,
then,
yeah.
sure enough, over the weekend they announced Paramount's
Blu-ray
bringing it out on
release. I
DVD.
saw it today. Yeah, yeah.
It's like, there we go.
Well, I know now that I found a copy of Moonlighting, it's going to come to streaming tomorrow. So.
Oh yeah, it'll be on Tubi, for
Yeah.
your streaming pleasure.
Well, we still haven't got When You Coming Back, Red Rider.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, that's true.
giving up on Hardly Working, the Jerry Lewis film. I don't think we'll see that
What
one.
about The Day the Clown Cried?
Oh God, that's not
Never.
going to happen. Never.
So I'd give Hound of the Baskervilles. I'd give it a 6. It's a solid, it's a solid Holmes movie. Maybe not as good as you'd hope, but I thought it was fine.
It's not a waste of your time. Let's say.
No, I'd say if you like Holmes movies, watch it. But it's just, I don't think it's one I'm going to be going back to tons, but I liked it.
Well, I know what people really dig about the Hammer films, at least their fans do, are the sets. It's the actresses and the sets. That's what people dig. Like, if you're crazy about incredible set design or work, like they made the best usage of sound stages outside of the Shaw Brothers. Like, they're very consistent with that, and the use of color and everything. It's just, that's why people really like these movies.
Can we take a moment to digest the fact that Hardly Working is not on Blu-ray? My back, Red Rider is not on Blu-ray. Yet shit like The Boxer's Omen is coming out on fucking Blu-ray.
Can't wait.
By
Yeah,
Arrow.
Can't wait.
It'll be on the Arrow box set.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Be amazing.
I don't care.
Their first day.
Well, the problem is Hardly Working is
Day
not
one.
owned by, I don't think any studio owns it. Yeah.
Dude, do you want me to send you my DVD copy of The Boxers?
No, thank you. Very kind gesture, but no. I will pass. I've still got one sitting in my case that you've sent me. It's The Day the Clown Cried for me, never to be seen again. Locked away. No one's to watch it. It's that bad.
It's amazing.
Well,
all right, guys, you got anything to plug?
No, I think I just got some more Whip Out Your Junk stuff, but that'll be next week. It just turned up now when the doorbell rang. So
all right. Well, I was on Watch This Movie recently.
I heard that episode
talking about the
Very
Oscars.
good.
So go check that out. Check out our friends at Watch This Movie with Eric.
Although none of you predicted the Will Smith slap, so
no, so clearly we don't know what we're talking about.
Can't put any credence into what you guys say anymore in the future because you didn't predict that. You predicted a lot of other stuff. But hello, Cat.
Plug is Cat.
Fez. Hey, Fez. I think it's his first appearance on here.
Oh.
At least visually. The other cats have always popped up. But well, the funny thing about the Oscars is that fake slap thing. Nobody could predict it because it was total pro wrestling. I mean, it was the fakest thing I've ever seen. And everybody's like, "No, it's real. Will Smith is suspended for the Oscars for 10 years." Like, it doesn't matter. It's like, it doesn't matter. The business is dead. That industry's gone.
So is this all scripted by Vince McMahon, you reckon? And
Oh yeah,
rehab
definitely. He's like, and then Will Smith will come out and he'll slap Chris Rock, and Chris Rock will take it, and he'll quit telling jokes. Totally see it. It looked like it was a drama class slap. They teach you that in acting class. It was like perfectly round, and it wasn't like when Burt Reynolds would knock out a director, he'd like do a backhand or something.
The only thing that bugs me about that, and this has been, I'm sure, dissected to death, is the fact that Chris Rock's head went straight back and then straight up. When you hit, you're usually in shock for a second or two about what
you'll be in shock, and he would also curse knowing Chris Rock. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's
just
right,
didn't. And it's just, there's no shocked reaction. It was totally planned. It's like Rock looks like he's getting ready for it. Like, they rehearsed it. And the whole like storm in the stage, it's like they have security like crazy at those events.
Yeah.
They would remove him if he walked up, unsolicited, if it wasn't planned. It's just, please. I've watched enough pro wrestling to know this stuff is fake when I see it.
He should have come out with theme music, Will Smith.
Yeah. Comes out to Chris Benoit's theme. That would have been great.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Well, with that, I'm just going to go ahead and say adios, and it's elementary.
Peace out.
And now, it's time for Rue Britannia with your foreign correspondent, the Nez.
In a move that will surprise nobody other than those who think Will Smith's agent won't commit suicide, Tory MP for Somerset and Frome David Warburton has been admitted to a psychiatric hospital this week after allegations were published concerning drug abuse and sexual harassment. Shit happens when you party naked. The allegations quickly resulted in the whip's office removing the whip, though one suspects not really half as quickly as his wife and 2 children will be removing the whip from him in the same way. Indeed, one allegation concerning the cheeky wag concerns the allegation of sexual assault of a young woman whom he nakedly forced himself into her hotel bedroom. This was before he started snorting cocaine. One is not to suggest the Tories are still a party of swingers, but if you still needed reasons to become a party member, then you're still morally jaded. Family values. Media and the government angered the left this week by confirming that the left-wing, publicly funded, publicly owned TV network Channel 4 will be privatised by the end of the year. Funded by the BBC licence fee since 1982, the government stated the echo chamber will be put up for sale, with media analysts estimating that the sale would raise them over £1 billion. Personally, I wouldn't pay 15 pence for Channel 4, though nonetheless. Labour MPs consequently bounced off the padded walls in fear and fury. Quote unquote, "Why, this is an act of cultural vandalism and craven fascism," said gay Labour MP Chris Bryant, aka Camp Freddy. Indeed, nothing screams cultural vandalism quite like the idea of privatising a left-wing, publicly funded TV network responsible for programmes such as Make Me a Muslim, Queer as Folk, Sharia Street, Dyke TV, Sharia TV, Location, 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 50 Shades of Gay, Coming Out, Naked Attraction, A Place in the Sun, The Great British Wank Off, sorry I meant The Great British Bake Off, Big Brother, and Daughters of Ireland, a touching look at provisional IRA female terrorists who styled themselves on a Rugvita and water diet for the cause. Personally, in a digital age where ratings for free-to-air TV networks are in decline, I wish the government all the best in trying to raise £1 billion off the back of the sale of a clapped-out old useless banger. But then again, would you really want to buy a second-hand used car from Boris Johnson? Bother. And the Chancellor Rishi Sunak was left somewhat brown-faced this week when, not too busy spending £400,000 in a swimming pool to his mansion whilst presiding over tax increases and inflation, was embarrassed this week when it was revealed that his wife was formally exposed and outed as a tax dodger. She's an Indian billionairess. Don't do as I do, do as I dodge. Suffice to say that the couple had to rush to release a statement stating that all relevant taxes outstanding will be paid in full. Must be awful, being down to your last yacht. That said, the Tories were warned repeatedly about the Chancellor's metaphorical runaway wife throughout the 2-year period of pandemic. No surprise that hand grenades do tend to go off on occasion. It gets even worse since it also now transpires that the Chancellor's wife also used non-domicile status as a US green card holder in order to avoid tax in the same way. In short, not paying tax in 2 countries yet paying tax in India drops the Chancellor in somewhat of a metaphorical black hole. Or maybe perhaps frankly being somewhat of a brown hole, depending on where he's actually not paying tax this week. Further notes in passing, police raided the headquarters of England's largest trade union, Unite, which is the equivalent of searching for loose change down the back of Dad's armchair. Eco-loons Insulate Britain managed to hang themselves off London Bridge. Sadly, however, they didn't hang themselves Roberto Calvi style. The 3-day Aintree Race Festival was effectively staged to full capacity for the first time in over 2 years, Unemployment amongst the local prostitution fraternity in Aintree rapidly declined overnight as usual, and Labour leader Keir Starmer apologised for Labour being a racist, anti-Semitic party. Again. And finally, Boris Johnson gave an interview this week to a combination of London media hacks from the Street of Shame. The usual bulletin points applied, no real revelation applied consequently also. When asked by one particular journalist how he liked to relax after a hard day at the ranch, Shelley surprised the press corps by stating that he liked to unwind at the end of the day by frying an egg to the theme tune to The Deer Hunter. No wonder. What a